Hello everybody, it is base building time here on Amplified Hardcore, and if you remember from last episode, we just came back from the mines, and we have some diamonds, and I did want to make one piece of diamond armor, more than anything for the achievement, but also just to make me feel a little bit safer as I'm going through some mobs today, through some base building. So we're going to put on a diamond chest plate. We are going to keep our normal armor in our inventory as well, but just so that I feel a little bit safer as I'm going through the base building process today, I wanted to have a little bit of some diamonds on me. But like I said, we're doing some base building, probably some more base planning rather than base building, just because I want to use some quite expensive building materials for this base idea. But we'll get some of the outline and floor plan done, and then from there we'll have to go for some more mining sessions and some more work. But I just wanted to ensure that we were able to do a little bit of some base progress today, and we're going to go ahead and do that. And what I'm thinking is I'm wanting to utilize this. Honestly, I want to use this undercover over here from the amplified terrain, in all honesty, so that I can be lazy and not have to build the top of the base. That's the plan. I'm going to find a good spot, good height for the base, and then from there we'll just end up cutting part of this cliffside away and starting on the base outline today. All right, so the thought for the base is we're actually probably going to want to dig this area out a little bit, because I am going to challenge myself with the base building here for this series. Because it's hardcore and I don't know how long I'm going to go, I'm not even worrying about a starter base. I'm going right into a permanent base. And from what I've experienced with Duck's World, I wanted to challenge myself with a building style and a building atmosphere that I'm not used to. So I'm going to build futuristic style, but I'm also going to build it on a diagonal. I fell down. So I'm going to build the entrance, I think, right here in this diagonal, so that I get this wonderful shot and wonderful view of the waterfalls, because I want to keep these here. That's kind of the big reason why I'm doing this here. So I want the front of the base to be up here on this ridge that'll look out over here in the waterfall. So that's kind of the goal. I do have to do a little bit better about digging some of this terrain out, but I am excited to be working with this. And like I said, it was going to be a futuristic style, which means that I'll have to get a lot of concrete, a lot of quartz, stuff like that. But that is for a future dilemma, because I think I'm just going to be doing some outlines today and getting some work done on just what I kind of want to see here in this base. So I'm going to dig some of this out, and then when I've got a good design, I'll come back with some more plans. Okay, so I have dug out the terrain a little bit, and I am running low on durability for my tools, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. There's the gold from last episode. Here's some iron. Perfect, perfect. And I don't need a whole lot, so I'm going to take 6, probably, pickaxe and shovel, and that should be all that I end up needing. So I need to do pickaxe, 1, 2, and then I need a shovel as well. So I actually only needed 4, but I don't know how to count. But here we go, we got another shovel. Okay, so when those break, we'll be able to correct that dilemma. I am going to sleep because mobs are scary. And then from here, I think that it's actually a pretty simple design that I want to go with. I'm going for a smaller base. On my Ducks world that is not in hardcore, I'm going for a lot larger scale of a base, but I want stuff to be pretty uniform here for this series. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to want to do, since it is going to be a diagonal, I'm going to have a diagonal entrance, probably that overhangs this little ridge a little bit, and then we'll have an open door, and then we'll have probably maybe 2 or 3 wings into this base. So we'll have one going this direction, that'll be storage, one that'll go this direction, that'll be villagers, and then one that might go out this direction and then down for mines, to go to the mines, and that'll probably be where my nether portal will be stored. Because I'm thinking any redstone farms and any farming like that, I'm actually thinking I'm going to want to dot along this ocean in its own micro building. So we'll have probably some underwater hopper storage that all these buildings will run into, and then from there we'll have one hopper line that runs into the base, probably along this ocean floor, to the storage system in the base. So that's kind of the plan and the thought. But I'm actually using these waterfalls to my benefit so that I can see some good vantage points. But I think that I'm going to want, yeah, so here, right where the crosshair is, that's going to definitely be where we're going to have a overhang for an entrance, and then right there's probably storage, and right there's probably villagers, and then right there's probably going to be where the mine is. I'm thinking, because it's going to take me a while, and because I'm trying to future proof all my bases for 1.20 with the crafters, we probably are going to have a lot of utility space for that storage system. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, we might actually, for the sake of cost for hoppers, we might actually put the storage system on this side so that we can run from the buildings in the ocean right up here to this side. So that might be where we put the storage system. It might be on this side of the base rather than on this side, but hopefully it's going to be a pretty geometrical and pretty a pretty symmetrical design. So we shouldn't have any problems with getting that to work. And I don't know how much actual planning I'm going to want to do now, because I'm gonna try to build all of this permanent for the most part. So I'm going to want to get a lot of concrete, a lot of quartz, and a lot of that stuff to ensure that I can build this once and not have to keep tearing stuff down and rebuilding it, is the thought. But yeah, this is kind of what I've chosen for the base. I'm really excited for this design. I think it'll look really, really good. But yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning it up. I always need coal, so I might as well grab that, or at least grab the stuff that's visible and then cover this up. But I'm thinking probably in the near future we'll unfortunately have to go to the Nether. As much as I'm scared of that, we'll probably have to do that here shortly. So that's kind of where I'm concerned at the moment. Is I don't think I'm geared up and prepared for the Nether, because the Nether is scary. It is really scary. So, as all projects that I do start off with, I think that it's actually going to be to my benefit to plan stuff out with a block that I like that I will probably use again. And the thought process here is I've got enough stone blocks that I can do some like stone bricks and stone slabs, and I should be able to use that as some outlining, because I do want to get some outlining done today. More than anything, just to define structure and scope and size of the project. But I think that while that's smelting, we should probably just dig out probably the two primary wings is probably what I'll go for right now. And I think that probably we'll go with these three blocks here. So let's just make this flat. So from here in is probably what I'll want to do. And I'll build some sort of supporting structure here. But if I take this wing, oh, there's iron. I'll always take iron. But if I take these three columns, this one, and this one back, I think that that'll be the wing that I'll want. Because then I can run redstone on this side, on the outside of the base, and cover it with my decoration. And then I can run villagers on this side, is the thought for this wing. So I'm going to take this back. And that'll probably be some good outlining. But I'm just really excited that I can do some more base building, because I've not done base building to this degree in a while. I am doing some of it on Ducks World, but it's not to the scope that I'm wanting to do here. My scope on Ducks World is bigger than this, and I think that's burnt me out a little bit more on wanting to just keep building bases faster and faster and faster. So I needed a smaller scope to work with, and I think this series lends itself well to that, because frankly it's hardcore and I don't want to have an unfinished base in case I do die, because at some point I've got to defeat the Ender Dragon, and I don't want to have a base that is not finished if I die. I want to be able to either beat the Ender Dragon for the end of this series or die to the Ender Dragon for the end of the series and have a base that I'm proud of. I don't want something that's half done and something that was just rushed. So that's kind of why I've been taking my time on the series. That's why Ducks World has been the center stage for quite a while. In this content is I'm trying to be a little bit more methodical about how I'm doing this and being excited about this base building. So there's a little bit of some behind the scenes on why stuff doesn't get done in this series very often and very quickly, but that was just a little bit of some insider's tips for you. I am going to take this coal because if I'm outlining in stone bricks, number one, I'm going to need a lot of stone, and number two, I'm going to need a lot of coal to smelt that stone. And I also will need a stone cutter, which means I'll have to use some of my iron for it. So I'm going to go grab that, and we'll make a stone cutter, and then we'll start outlining some of this stuff. Alright, we have acquired a stone cutter, which this tool will probably be one that I use in this series a lot. So it's actually a good thing that I'm building this now, because I'm going to need it eventually. Or I'm crafting it instead of building it. Words are difficult. But it's actually to my benefit that we're doing this now. Because it'll be used quite a bit. This and the smithing tables is going to be the two non-crafting table tools that I'll be using a lot of in the series, I think. And I'm just going to we'll run slabs just because it's a little bit more cost effective. But if I were to run this outline, how far out do I want it? If I run it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be replaced. These stone bricks will not be permanent, or at least I don't think they'll be. But if I run this out like so, how far out do I need this entrance to be? Because at some point I'm going to have some sort of like docking station for a boat and some fast travel with a nether portal, so I don't need it to be overly huge. But I think if we came out to here, I think that would work. Because then we've got the entrance, some sort of archway right here on this end as we're walking in. And then from there we're immediately greeted with 3 hallways. One down the center, one to your right, and one to your left. I think that works. I like that a lot. I do think that I'm going to want to take this wall one full column in further. So I'm going to take this up and do something like this. I'll replace that torch just in case mobs end up showing up. But we should be relatively safe now, which is great because now I can focus on some building. And the only time we'll have super big concerns with mobs is going to be probably mining for the time being. But yeah, I think I'm going to take this column out, and I'm really excited. If you guys can't tell by my voice, I'm really happy to be doing this on this great day. So I'm going to finish this up, and actually it is done. So never mind, I don't need to do a jump cut. It is getting nighttime, but I need to get some stone anyways. So I'll go back over here, and I'm thinking that it should be relatively easy for us to do some more progress. Because I'm going to want to get some of the halls at least displayed. And by displayed, I mean I'm going to put down these slabs and just get some rough idea of how big I want the starting scope to be. Because it's difficult to build a storage system right now when I don't know how I'm going to implement crafters into that storage system right now, because it's such a new block that I don't know how to use, that I'm going to want to experiment with it on a redstone testing world quite a bit before I end up fully committing to using that in a storage system. But I want to be able to. I want to be able to use it in the storage system. Just the size that's required, I'm unsure how that'll work yet. So that's kind of the thought process on how I'm going to be able to function a storage system in this world as it is right now. I'm going to take this with me, and we will get... Because I think the storage system wing is going to be the only wing that's going to be super exposed, just per nature of the shape of this cave. So I think that it's probably best that I figure out how far we're going here before I go too much further. So I'm going to put some of the stone up here, do some of that action, and we should be able to... I used that there when I didn't need to. But we should be able to just run this, and I think I'll want the width to be similar. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, 4 blocks wide. This probably should be the same then. So we'll run it the same width. But if I do something like this, we should be able to have a good hallway in this direction. So we're going to have 2 straight hallways and 1 very diagonal mine down to probably deep slate level will be where I'll start a mine, because after I've got enough iron in an iron farm in this world, the only reason I go mining is for diamonds or for gold. So I don't need to worry too much about going to iron level. And copper and coal are pretty easy to come along, especially in amplified, because I mean, look, there's coal deposits right there, visible to the eye. So I don't need to worry about getting those very easily. So I'm going to just grab this, and I'm going to just bring this hallway over here, and I think just run it, just for the sake of my vision, I'm going to not run it 1 block taller than the others, because that'll throw me off in designing later. But if I just run it like this, and like this, and there we go. And then from here, I'll just dig this out. But I think that's a good start. I'm liking what's happening here. We've got 2 of the wings started. And now I think I actually do want to dig out the diagonal, just because I think that this will be the hardest part of the base to get right. I do think I'm going to want to try it, because this is not an even corridor that I've started here. So we'll have to figure that out and make a proper diagonal. But first, before we end up going and trying to do the difficult work of making a diagonal, I want to explore this side of this island a little bit, because I was back over in the mangrove part of this island for a long time, but I never actually went straight in this direction from my base. So I want to do a little bit of exploration there. It might be even like a 30-second quick look around, see what the terrain has to hold, because at some point I do want to find a village, because I've got to get villagers somehow, and it might be beneficial for me to find one sooner rather than later, because it could be a while before the base is fully done if I've got to hunt all over the place for some villagers. But at the moment I am experiencing some lag, but also I'm not seeing anything. So I'm thinking, because rendering amplified chunks is difficult, I'm thinking I'm actually might do some exploration off camera later. But right now, I think that we'll just stick to where our base is, because I don't think we are, I don't think my laptop personally is equipped to be handling amplified terrain and also recording and rendering videos at the same time. Because yes, I'm recording a video and rendering episode 95 of Ducks World at the same time. But other than that, I don't think that it's really handling it well. So we're going to avoid the lag in this episode, because last episode I had a lot of lag and I didn't catch it and it would look really terrible. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I want to find a village shortly. It is almost a necessity at this point for me to have a village to grab villagers from, for obvious reasons. Because if I want villagers in my base, I gotta have villagers in my base, and I have to get them there somehow. But I think I'll be smart about it this series, and I might only need 2 or 3 villagers, maybe 4. And I'll actually build a villager breeder, and I'll put it in one of those buildings out there in the ocean, like I was talking about, so that we can use villagers for multiple things, so we can have an automatic crop farm from villagers and stuff like that. So that is kind of the brainstorming of why I want to go exploring for some stuff, because it is likely going to be needed if we want to have any sort of villager trading hall in this wing of the base. But I've been trying to delay the diagonal digging, but we just have to kind of get on it, I think. It's going to look really awkward because I'm not going to know how to dig a diagonal very well, but we're going to do our best to figure that out today. And I'm thinking it might be as easy as maybe just going 2 wide to a 4 wide. I don't know. It's a mine, so it doesn't need to be super big. It's kind of a little bit of a minor part of the base. Don't worry, I'm ashamed of that joke as well, but it came to my brain and I had to say it. But yeah, I think that it's not going to be a major part of the base, so we don't need something super large. So maybe if we do this and run it, I don't know, maybe like this, run the center of it across here. I think that would work. And then we just dig like this and make it a, I think if we work a corridor like this, I think it could work. I don't want to do this. This will probably be the, frankly, this will probably be the last section of the base that we do actively, just because it's a little bit of a, it doesn't have as much of a necessity, and it's going to be difficult to do. But it's going to be a pretty, it's going to look like it's a big deal in the base. It'll probably be more of a big deal because I'm going to house the nether portal down there as well, most likely. So, because I probably will use a lava pool for my first nether portal. I haven't actually ever tried to do a purely bucketed nether portal. And since this is hardcore and I'm running without crafting recipes and without Googling any mechanics and stuff like that, I do think that it might be interesting for me to make an attempt at a fully bucketed nether portal, because that's kind of the big goal here on this amplified series, is that I'm actually making some effort to get good at the game, because Ducks World has shown that even after 95 episodes I still am bad and I still need to learn some mechanics. So that's kind of what this series is doing. Is number one, it's hardcore and I can't die. But then number two is I'm just trying to improve my skill set of this game, because yes, it's funny to see me fail, and I think it is funny to laugh at myself too. But at some point, I would like to be competent at this game. I think that might be cool, to be competent at something. So that is kind of where I'm at. Is I'm learning. I'm still being entertaining, or I'm trying to be. If I'm not, let me know. I'll see what I can do to make this more entertaining. But I want to be good at the game while being entertaining. So that's kind of what this series has turned into. Is it's just teaching me how to experience Minecraft and be a little bit more knowledgeable in the game. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. I guess I never really stated the goal of this series. So that's where it is. Episode 10, you've got the goal of the series. It's to not die, to enjoy the amplified terrain, because I love the amplified terrain to death, and then also to just get better at Minecraft in general. And because it is a slower pace, I am able to get better at Minecraft at my own speed. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready and rearing to go for this base. But I'm thinking we'll probably have to do some mining here in the next episode, just so that I can feel a little bit more comfortable with getting some stuff properly done. I swear, and I say this every episode, because every episode it happens. It's a thunderstorm. Every episode it rains. Every single episode it rains. It's a thunderstorm. I'm not even gonna risk having the skeleton four horsemen even try to get here. But it rains. Every episode it rains, and it's so annoying, and I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But it is now not raining. But I do think that we have a little bit. Is that obsidian? We got one obsidian. Let's go. I do think somewhere I had some more diamonds. Did I leave them in my inventory? Yes, I did. I'm gonna put them back in my valuables chest, because I think what I'm wanting to do, number one, is I'm gonna see. I saw some magma down here. I want to see if there's a ruined portal. If I can't get down there, I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, there's some magma there. But I was thinking maybe it was a ruined portal, and I wanted to see if there was any chance it was a ruined portal that I could get obsidian from, for the possibility of having a enchanting table here in the relative next few episodes. Oh, there's glow squids. That's kind of a cool screenshot moment right there, actually. For those that are watching, take a screenshot of that if you want. That's actually a really cool snapshot. I like that. I do have to get back up though, because I am on magma. But I was hoping for obsidian for a enchanting table, just to make myself a little bit safer. So we'll have to do that here shortly. I'm gonna eat right now, and I'm gonna actually get back and try not to drown, because it is a long ways up. I don't know why I was so concerned. Not a problem at all. But I do think that it would be beneficial to have an enchanting table sooner rather than later, because frankly, the more I'm enchanted, the less likely I'm going to die. Speaking of death, I think the death of this episode is nigh. Um, I do want to thank you guys so much for your continued support. It means a lot. The growth of this channel, because of some YouTube shorts, actually has been quite impressive. But I do want to thank you guys so much for just your continued support of my long form content, because that's what I like producing more and more. And I love it. Your guys' support means so much to me. And I'm excited with where we're going here on this series. But if you guys have any other comments, questions, concerns, anything you guys want to share in the comments, go ahead and leave them there, and we'll get to them as soon as possible. And I am more than happy to read, and I love reading your guys' comments. It does mean a lot to me. So yeah, if you guys have anything, feel free to let me know. But until next time, thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. And take care, I guess. God bless, and we'll see you guys later. Adios.